Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LGE for the coverage of Monday's Limitless 1 for the round 14 Belgian Grand Prix here at LFR. We're just about to get underway for the qualifying session, so we'll have two streams tonight, as usual, in these formats. It is the sprint format tonight, so the 18-minute qualifying session, followed by the 5-lap sprint, which will determine the grid for the Grand Prix. The top six will get points, 10 points for the winner of the sprint, who will get pole position for the Grand Prix, and there'll be points back to sixth place, as I just said. 19 drivers tonight, 18 for the qualifying and sprint. Apex Friendly will be joining us a little bit late. The beauty of this format is you can have drivers join a little bit late for the main event. So we've got Crossfires out on track straight away, which may indicate a dry qualifying, but everyone else is saying in for the moment. Maybe another car coming out. I'm not on my own tonight. I'm with Lee once again. He's joined me back in the box. The dream team is back for Monday.
What up?
How you doing?
I'm good. Looking forward to Spa here tonight. It's a great track. Always good drama here, and it's going to be exciting, really, especially with the sprint format.
Yeah, well, it's the penultimate one of the season. We did 3 last season, like they did in the real 2021 season. And this season, we decided to do a quarter of the races of the 20 race calendar. So that's 5 races, and we're on the 4th one now. And to talk about before drivers start their qualifying laps, which everyone is out in a flurry, Lee, is the 3 new drivers tonight. It's Nito in the Mercedes, and his new teammate as well, another new driver, is X-Gamer in first position at the moment, just coming out of the pit lane. And we've got another debutant of Mango in the Williams, is the partner Chemjazz, hopefully for the rest of the season. And before the race started, Mango said he's not looking for high expectations, just a P5 or above, Lee.
I reckon he is a quick driver, so...
Well, Lee does know him, of course. I don't know him too well.
Yeah, I mean, he's really quick. He was racing against him on Saturday, and he got pole, done good lap. That was at France. So, high expectations for him today, but just going to have to be one of them wait-and-see moments.
It will be. We've had the first man start their lap, Lee, which is the Ferrari of King David, reserving tonight for Amir Guna. He's just running up to Eau Rouge and then gets to the top of the hill. We get to Rally On. And this man has been reserving a few times this season and picked up a few wins along the way. A real strong performance in this season. He has been a full-time driver, but for a few races, and he's now moved to a reserve role for quite a while, but he's still picking up a great amount of points or podiums or wins at a consistent level.
I was just on board with Crossfire Strikes there, and it brought flashbacks to Tuesday there. Wycombe, the dreaded corner. Or a series of corners.
A lot of them are dreaded corners. A lot of drivers were struggling in the practice session. I know you weren't actually in it, Lee, but there was 8 of the drivers of the 18 at the moment who were in the practice session, and James was really struggling as well as Crossfires. They were both spinning quite a lot. Talking about spinning, Lee, MFC Trunders, the man who got his first points last week in round 13 at Hungary. If you haven't watched that, make sure to check that one out. It was a really good race for Hungary. Doesn't usually going. But he does need to get going, otherwise he'll get disqualified. But there are a lot of drivers out on their laps. He just needs to be careful. We'll fight. Hopefully he'll get himself back underway. We got Vedran sending a purple Sector 1. Wasn't here last week. I don't think he's been here for a couple of weeks, actually. Robin takes the fastest time and then suddenly snatched away from him by Veloce Ayub by almost half a second. 4.5 tenths. Getting all my words muddled up. All my numbers muddled up. As we see Cali Rob go into second place, ever so close to Veloce
Ooh.
on provisional pole at the moment for the sprint. As Anthony crosses the line with 1:43.2. Nice close times for a lot of the drivers. We'll wait to see the next man across the line. It looks like it could be a Alfa Romeo. It was with James, who is still struggling with a 1:44.1. Mango is in the pits. He invalidated his lap time late. Civi 1:43.9. It's looking promising for close times in qualifying, eh?
Yeah, it is. Seem like, well, Cali Rob and Veloce, are you? It's only like, what, 37 thousandths between them, so it's really close. And Anthony and Coy are quite close as well. Just on board with Lara Patches. They're coming across the line. Where's this going to put them? 10th place with just behind James with a 1:44.190. Who's next on the list?
Yeah, I think it'll be King David.
Yep.
He's coming around Blanchimont now, turn 18, and into the bus stop of turns 19 and 20. Of course, still called the bus stop chicane, even though it's nothing like a bus stop chicane anymore, but it kept its old name as he comes across the line now. Goes third fastest with a 1:43.2. Very close between the top five at the moment. Gamer setting a really good time. As we go on to Gamer, he spun round at Pouon. I think he must have been on another quick lap, but he's certainly messed up his second attempt. I think we've got Vedran on a lap. No, he's invalidated his lap time.
No, one thing I was just thinking about there, it would be good if we had if it was like a 360 camera.
Yeah,
Ah.
that would be good. You kind of do. You kind of do when you're on board. You do somewhat have that. As we've seen King David crawling round on his in-lap. A lot of drivers in the pits. Not much action to speak of on track at the moment as Vedran has invalidated his time, going rather slowly down the back straight. He has got a Ferrari coming up quite quickly behind him.
I think he's out of fuel.
Surprised he's going so slowly with that little amount of fuel.
Yeah, he is. He's on full throttle.
So, we're just watching Big Weir going up a Rouge, and still at the top of the hill, it's Radion. A lot of people get that one confused. Might hear a lot of that's Radion actually from Lee later. As we see him end his sector one.
Oh, King David's low on fuel as well.
So just on board with Big Weir into turn 10. And then straight on you like a flash, just turn 11, no name corner. As we run down the hill now, this corner isn't flat, it's a little lift and maybe a touch of the brakes, and then you've got to get right on the power. He doesn't use as much road as he perhaps should have done, they played it quite safe there.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to play it a bit safe at this track with the elevation changes. Yeah, do have quite a tendency to understeer and sometimes oversteer. And then that'd be you doing 360 pirouettes.
Yeah. Just before Big Weir finishes his lap, and actually before that, I think Crossfires is going to finish his lap. He's just coming out of the bus stop chicane, not set a time yet, but goes provisional pole with a 42.3. He is smashed the time of Veloce by some margin, 0.8 of a second. Or just over that, as Jason came across the line just after him. He set a 1:43.3.
Oh!
As Robin is out. I didn't catch that.
That was a crash between Mango and Robin. It was where Russell crashed before.
Was it? Oh, who spun me? Someone just...
It was Mango coming back onto the track there and must have not noticed Robin coming and he's struggling to Mango's struggling to keep the car right.
Oh, it's not a great first outing for the Williams man in his first qualifying session. Getting himself a 5-place grid penalty. That is a shame. They're just going back to the front crossfire strikes. What a lap to pull that one out. The drivers are going to really have to find a lot of time in the next few laps.
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of space between 14th and first at the moment, with the from second to like 9th. It is really close. It's only half a second between them. So there is a lot of time to be made up, even if you're only gaining, say, a 10th, you'll move up a couple of places at least.
I'm just watching Anthony at the moment, as I think he is on a second push lap. Is it rather tellingly that no driver's gone for the medium tyre in qualifying? I don't think they have. We'll get the tyre delta up. No, they haven't.
Joe.
Yeah.
Did you forget?
Oh, of course. That'll be why. Sorry, I just had a little brain fart moment there. Yep. Yeah, of course. It's sprint, Joe. Get with it, mate. Yeah, anyway, as Anthony comes across the line, he does move up a couple of places into 4th place with a 143.1. Almost getting into the 142s, but the only man to have done that so far is Crossfire Strikes. So we've had Waitsy out, which we haven't actually mentioned early on in the session. As there's a yellow flag on the exit of turn 16. It was just a driver getting him out of the way. Yeah, we've had Waitsy out towards the start of the session. So only 17 drivers setting laps. 14 of them have set laps and 3 haven't. We're on board with one of them who has yet to set a lap, Vedran in the Red Bull.
Coming up to this flat out bitty right here. It's just straight out, flat out, straight up to the bus stop section. Well, yeah. Unless it's raining.
unless it's raining. It can be a little bit treacherous at Blanchimont as he comes into the bus stop. Around the final corner he comes. A bit of a wiggle on the tail as he makes his exit towards the line. Goes second though with a 142.4. So the times are coming down. Other drivers are going to have to respond to these times coming down, and the response so far has yet to be good enough. As Laura Patch comes across the line, can he do better? He does. He goes 11th fastest with a 143.5. Lee, the times are very close, and it's even more impressive that it's Belgium, longest circuit on the calendar.
Yeah, usually you would expect something like this, like Austria for example. Just like the short tracks, as there's so much time to be, like even just a 10th, for instance, or half a 10th even, you could end up moving up a couple of places. But here, usually it comes in like seconds.
It does, yeah. It can do.
It's proven to be quite close.
Robin's left the session, Lee. Maybe you'll be able to give the man an invite back. We're into the last 5 minutes of qualifying, almost the last 4 minutes in a few seconds. We're watching Mango come around turn 1 of Les Sources as he's running down the hill before his big rise. Big elevation change up the hill. And now down the long DRS back straight towards the chicane of Les Com. Braking at almost the 50, just after the 50-metre board. It's a very quick right-left chicane and then into this fast right-hander with just a little lift. Try and use all the curb on the outside as we now come down into turn 10. As he almost loses the rear end there through turn 11, no-name corner. He's actually using the runoff of the AstroTurf. It's a an esports line that's been in play for a couple of months now. I've seen maybe even a year now. People are using that line as he now comes through the final chicane before the bus stop chicane into turns 15 and now 16. Paul Ferry and down this long back straight, taking the right hand side of the track there, all the way around the right hand bend. As he comes through the flat out section of Blanchimont, making sure to use all the road on the outside. And now into the final heavy braking zone of the lap. It's been a long old lap, but what can Mango produce from it as he opens the DRS for the final time? Goes third fastest with a 142.6.
That's really quick, like. Let's see, is this Trunder's on a lap now as I'm just starting his proper lap now. Let's see where he is going to be put as he's coming up Radion onto the Camel straight. DRS is wide open here, trying to get as much speed out of that Alfa Romeo as possible as he's coming into Lecom. Let's see how he's going to do it. Hard on the brakes, not going on the curves, got to be careful with them as you don't want to end up spinning out into the hairpin here. Tries to keep it in nice and tight, staying away from those curves. They are just not very nice.
Bit of a loose rear end there at no lane corners. He comes through Pouon.
Ooh.
He was a bit of a daredevil there in the white and red car as he comes through Campos chicane of turns 13 and 14 into turn 15. There's a Red Bull ahead of him. That might help his cause as he may get a bit of a toe off the Red Bull. I think it's Anthony ahead of him. It is. And this will really aid the Alfa Romeo man get up the timing sheets. This may be his last chance of a time as Anthony gets out of the way. He did give him a toe there. I think he actually gave the very likeable Trunders a toe as he comes into the bus stop of turns 19 and 20. Exits the final corner. DRS open for the final time. 14th fastest with a 143.5 in that midfield battle that's so tight. We've got 30 seconds left on the clock, Lee, and 3 drivers on their outlaps. Milan Massimo can do no more. As, actually, Lee, P9 and P10 have had the same identical time.
Oh, Jesus. I was about to say a different word there.
As Veloce Ayoub just starts his lap, we'll go on to see what drivers are going to be finishing their laps. As Crossfire Strikes has made a mistake. He's going the wrong way at Pouon corner. He's now got himself facing the right direction, but of course he's now out of qualifying. He can do no more in terms of lap time. So he is on provisional pole, but is he going to stay there? As we're going to watch the final drivers cross the line. As Cali Rob crosses the line, goes 5th fastest with a 42.8. And that's him done for quali, but he has got the 5-lap sprint to gain some more positions. Who are we looking at next? James, who's at the bottom of the timing sheet at the moment. Can he improve? He does. Goes 9th fastest with a 43.3. And this is so closely. As another driver go across the line. Anthony is round. Kemjaz comes across the line with a 43.1. We've got a Merc of Gamer across the line with a 42.7. 5th place for him, the debutant. That's a nice time for the Mercedes driver. I think we're just waiting for some more drivers to finish their laps. Anthony isn't going to be able to finish. I'm not too sure. Oh, I think Vedran is next. The Red Bull man. He's not been able to improve. So close, though. 2 crossfires. As we've got Veloce, goes 6th fastest, second in the championship. Championship leader is not racing tonight for the first time this season. This could be vital points gained. As King David comes across the line. Can the reserve do anything? No. Stays 4th. And Big Weir has now backed off his lap. That is the end of qualifying, Lee.
I just went and caught King David coming into the bus stop chicane there. On the first corner, he took a bit much curb and kind of threw the tail end a bit out. He was doing his Miley Cyrus impression and twerking a little. So it kind of screwed up his lap. He was only 0.008 of a second off his previous lap, so if he managed to hook that up properly, he could have managed to get third. But unfortunately couldn't make it. That was quite a close battle for position there from everyone in qualifying.
It certainly was. It certainly was. It was very close. You've got 3 drivers in the 42.7s. A good few drivers in the second in the 43.5s. A couple in the 43.1s. Very, very close.
Oh, apparently Mango was 4/10 up, but low fuel mode in the last sector.
Ah, interesting. He does have a 5-place grid penalty, though, so that's going to hinder him, but he can make that up, of course, in the sprint. Before we start, the top 11, Lee, were within 1 second of each other. Crossfires takes pole, Vedran is second, Mango is third, King David is fourth, fifth is Gamer, Veloce is sixth, seventh is Cali Rob, eighth is Big Weir, ninth is Chemjazz, Anthony is 10th, 11th is James, Milan Massimo is 12th, 13th is Siri, Lara Patch is 14th, Robin is 15th, 16th is Netto, Trunders is 17th, and 18th is Waitsy. And of course, we'll have Apex in, who will start at the back of the grid at the end of the sprint. We will have 19 drivers for the Grand Prix. There will be a separate stream for that if you're watching now and are not racing tonight and listening out on this stream. If you're watching, there will be a second stream about 5 minutes or so, within 5 minutes after this first stream. So we're just waiting for the drivers to ready up. Of course, Lee, no formation lap for the 5-lap race. We get straight into it, and hopefully it will be a good one, and then we'll see what sort of weather conditions we get for the Grand Prix. We still don't know on that one. Are there going to be any big gainers from this? And how many big losers and how many big gainers are we going to get? And we're just about to find out. So it's the penultimate sprint race of the season. And it's the longest sprint race of the season. And we're lights out for Monday's Limitless One's Belgium sprint. And Crossfires is still in the lead as we go into turn 1. And there's 3 side by side there. King David and Veloce are jostling for position. Vedran stays in second place as we now make the run down. Waitsy gets a 2-second time penalty for causing a collision, and Waitsy does as well. As we run up the hill now for the first time through Eau Rouge and Radion. The top drivers are getting through okay by the looks of things.
Oh,
as we do have a yellow flag. We've got Zanetto and Trunders who have had it coming together by the looks of things. Veloce has moved up 3 places, Lee. King David is moving down. There is a driver moving down. There's a bit of carnage there. Chemjazz, not too sure what happened there, Lee.
I have no idea what just happened there. I just seen someone off. I was trying to get a look at see what happened there, but I'm looking and it seems like a few people have got damage here.
There is always this problem. Vedran actually had a mistake. He's down in 15th place, so he was right up there at the start of the sprint and in qualifying, and is now right down the bottom of the order. It's the love-hate relationship you can have with sprint races, Lee.
Yes, no safety car. You've just got to go for it, pretty much. Just make sure you don't crash out, pretty much.
As we come down into the bus stop for the first time today to finish lap 1 of the sprint, Crossfire Strikes is still leading the sprint race, with Veloce moved up 3 positions at the start, and King David is following close behind. Big Weir has also moved up a couple of places, Lee, as well as Anthony, up 3 places. Robin is the biggest gainer.
Milan's just made a move on Robin at turn 1 and made it stick. Robin made a bit of a mistake going a bit deep into the corner. And he seems to be holding it. Oh, Milan's going a bit ballsy there. Oh.
As Trunders has retired, so we'll be starting at the back as well as
Oh,
James.
James,
Not,
he's got. I was thinking to myself, I was like, there's a wheel missing from that. How is he still on track? But yeah.
how
So it appears
strange.
James is out.
As Cali Rob is right on the gearbox of Big Weir and almost pushing him through No Name Corner. As we go into Pouhon, it's ever so close between Veloce and King David as well. Less than a tenth. King David looks to the inside, thinks about the Robbit. Waits to fight another day. It's very close between the top drivers at the moment, Lee.
Let's see what is it like to the leader. So from
Oh, we've got a yellow
12th place,
flag. Zizinetto is spun.
so from 12th place, there's only a 9.1 second gap to the leader.
Yeah, it's quite close at the moment. But Crossfire is being rather commanding out in front as we go on to lap 3. DRS is enabled. The sprint races don't last very long, as I said at the start of the sprint. It is the longest sprint of the season, just judged by distance. As we go up Eau Rouge, the Ferrari of King David is eagerly awaiting the overtake. And now he gets his opportunity in the background. Big Weir is going to go for the move on the debutant, as well as Cali Rob is going to try and follow through as well. He does try and follow through. A little bit of contact between the two of them. Cali Rob around the outside moves up to 5th place.
That was a beautiful move there. Managing to just squeeze through in the nick of time there. Oh.
As it looks like Lara Patch was that might have had an instant there. Kem Jazz and Milan Massimo were very, very close a few corners ago. And Anthony now looking on the inside. Looks like Gamer's had maybe got some damage or just had an error as Kem Jazz just pulls in front of the Mercedes driver. And now Zizi Neto has retired from the race. Mango now moves up a position. I think Gamer surely must have damage. He does. He does. He does. He does. So we'll go back to the front. You know, still within touching distance of King David ahead of him. He will get the DRS. It's not usually the best overtaking opportunity into turn 1. Is the start finish straight is rather short. And now when we run up the hill and down to Les Combes is your best overtaking opportunity on this 7 kilometre 4 mile circuit, as he now has the DRS wide open.
Ooh. Oh, he just got himself a 2-second time penalty there.
As
the broken wing isn't helping him.
No, it really isn't. Milan Massimo now gets past Anthony. Milan's got good pace in that Alpine. Yeah, the reserve man. It's very close though, Lee, between 6th and 10th as Mango is trying to state some intent on this sprint race.
And here's the two that came together in the qualifying session. Are going side by side into Pouhon. Is he going to risk it?
He backs out of it in the end. Looks like he almost lost it there as Vedran gets past Gamer. Gamer is just opting to stay out. And he is another driver who's lost out on a huge amount of positions. The thing about the sprint races, they can be a little bit aggressive. It is a bit of all or nothing. As we're almost going to be coming on to the final lap. And Crossfires, looks like he's really got this in the bag, Lee. But King David in second, not so much.
Yeah, there's a bit of a distance there. He's going to be under pressure from Veloce going down the Kemmel straight here.
Well, the 3 drivers behind him, and all told, Lee, I think.
Yeah, well, it's he might. I'm thinking he might get overtook by both of them here. Definitely by Veloce.
Yeah, that is for certain. As he's going to go to the inside. Looks like King David was just squeezing me a bit more to the inside. They're going to go side by side through Les Combes. Who's going to come out on top? It's Veloce Ayoub. And we're just looking at the back. Milan Massimo and Anthony are going side by side through turn 9 as they now come towards turn 10 at the hairpin. Mango has got himself a 2-second time penalty, so he may drop positions. And Milan is really, really trying to hold on. It looks like we're going to have a quite a chaotic bus stop chicanely in this final lap.
Yeah, I'm seeing that Anthony's got Robin right on his gearbox here. And Kemjas is right behind Robin. So...
yeah, it's going to be very close.
So Mango must have spun a wee bit there then.
He must have made a mistake. Crossfires is most certainly now going to take the win in this sprint and be on the pole position for the Grand Prix. As we're just watching behind, we'll see if King David goes for the lunge. He doesn't go for the lunge. As Crossfires crosses the line to take pole and the 10 points in the sprint. That's vital for the championship, and they all come across the line so close together. As we come to the back of the queue, Milan holds on for 6th place. And this, Lee, if the weather is dry, this looks very, very promising for the Grand Prix. How close a lot of these drivers were.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, what was the interval to the leader? So from the top 10, it was only 13 seconds. From the top 10.
Yeah.
So, still quite close.
Just wait, he comes home in 15th. Massimo gets driver of the day for the sprint in the game. I think that was well deserved. He had a really good sprint race, I thought.
Yep, it was quite good overtaking that he managed to do.
And hold on to that 6th place at the end. So, Crossfires will now have the pole position for the Grand Prix. Lining up on the front row with him will be Veloce Ayoub. King David was 3rd. 4th was Cali Rob. 5th was King David. 6th was Milan Massimo. 7th is Anthony. Robin is 8th. 9th is Kemjaz. Sibiru was 10th. 11th was Radran. Mango was 12th. 13th was X Gamer. Lara Patch 14th. 15th was Waitsy, the last driver to finish the sprint race. Neto was 16th. Trunders was 17th. 18th was James. We will be seeing Apex Finley in the Grand Prix, we hope. And we'll be back with a new stream within 5 minutes, guys. So make sure you look out for that one. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you on the Grand Prix stream.